your two hosts, Carlos and Dylan.
What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, RollinwithCarlos family? We're back, and Dave Soler, the man, is back for a second time. How you doing, Dylan? How you doing, Dave?
I'm back, man. Last time I was on the show, it was a little bit warmer down here. I've been freezing my tail off since then, man. It's supposed to get down to like 30 degrees tonight in North Georgia.
Wow. Must be nice to feel it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I like fall weather. It's my favorite time of the year, but it takes a little bit to get used to the cold. I mean, you basically, if you live in Georgia or you live in a state like Florida, Alabama, you live in the South, you're used to hot weather pretty much all year round. But then once you get to fall and winter, it's like a shock. You got to get used to it.
Dave, I'm going to get started with the one question I'm going to ask you. Then we're going to do the pick'ems because I know you got to get out of here soon. Any updates? I know you know, and I don't know what you're able to say. And whatever you're able to say, go ahead and say it. Any updates in terms of the coaching search? And what are the, if you can say it, what are the percentages? Or does anybody know the percentages that will get lane trained, or are they looking all over the place? And are we going to end up with a coordinator or Billy 3.0?
Hopefully not Billy 3.0. But yeah, it's been a pretty crazy, I guess, coaching search. If you've been on the internet and you've heard, well, LSU's fired their coach and everybody was tabbing Lane Kiffin there, and then you hear the governor come out and say what he had to say about the buyout there and how the state of Louisiana is not going to pay for it. They're not going to increase the ticket prices, nothing like that. Then he goes on to insult the own Jimmy Sexton, who happens to be Lane Kiffin's agent as well. He does it twice, and he doubles down on it.
Exactly.
LSU fans aren't happy there, but, you know, ever since that Billy Napier's got fired, I mean, it's been pretty known that Florida's main target is Lane Kiffin. You go to a lot of the mainstream media, of course, they stay away from that. They for some reason they have a love affair with LSU or him staying at Ole Miss or something like that, and it's kind of funny to see a little bit. Now I've seen some media sources, talk about Kiffin to Florida, but you rarely hear it from anybody. And in a way, like, media companies will do that kind of stuff just to get a fan base riled up, and they know that Florida fans are riled up, so they'll get the clicks, they'll get the angry fans, whatever. And then some of them just don't want to see Lane Kiffin at Florida, period. So they'll make up any little nonsensical thing that they can just to throw fans off or make them pissed off or make them think Lane Kiffin's not coming to Florida. With that being said, just talking around to my sources who are close to Florida, like Dylan, a lot of the sources I have close to Florida, a lot of people outside of Florida that have other connections around college football. I won't say too much because I can't, but if you were to give me a percentage right now, whether Lane Kiffin would come to Florida or not, you would have me at about like 80 to 90%. And the mainstream media is not going to tell you that, and you're not going to hear that out on the internet. And, if you were to ask somebody in media that covered Florida, they would probably say that they probably feel pretty good about it. If you ask an Ole Miss fan or somebody that covered, even if you ask the staff at Ole Miss, they don't even know what's going on. Like I've looked at their message boards. They say, look, we don't know if he's leaving. We don't know if he's staying. So, and he's not going to sign an extension. He's not signing anything, it looks like, till the end of the year anyway. So I'm sure we're going to find out after they play against Mississippi State, or something's going to have to happen. Like, because if Lane does make it to a playoff, right, there's going to be extra time there. You don't know how long he's going to last. He's going to have to let a school or his school know what's going on in that situation before that even develops. So I know a lot of people are freaking out about, like, oh, if he goes to the playoff, what's going to happen? Are we going to lose out? I don't really think that's going to happen. I think he's going to inform one of these schools. It's like, hey, these are my intentions. Go to his players, let people know. Lane doesn't seem like, I know he likes to troll a lot on the internet, but it seems like he's turned his life around a lot. And it seems like he's more honest and willing to be honest with people. Of course, he's going to joke. He's kind of like me. I'm an honest dude, nice guy. But on the internet, I'm gonna troll people. Like, it's funny, right?
I know what you're doing with Tim Brando.
Well, look,
it happens all the time.
It's funny because, like, Tim Brando started like opening his mouth about it and all that stuff, and every single time he's opened his mouth, it's like foot and mouth disease, man. Like he talked about, oh well, Brian Kelly will never get fired at LSU. Very next day he gets fired, and then he says, oh well, I think Kiffin would be great at LSU. Then all this stuff with LSU happens. So it's like Brando. If I'm Brando, I'm not talking at all because every time I talk, something bad happens.
I'm ready to troll him if he says Kiffin's not going to Florida. I'll be like, okay, crystal ball, Kiffin's coming to Florida.
Yeah, as far as like all the other mainstream media sources, like over promoting LSU or I guarantee you, if Hugh Freeze gets fired from Auburn or some other coaching carousel thing happens, they're gonna say, "Oh, Kiffin to Auburn, oh, Kiffin to somewhere else." They're gonna leave us out of it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it.
It's a click.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna start with the pick'ems. We normally don't do this, but Dave's on a time crunch, so we're gonna start it, and then I got some questions for my buddy Dylan, and we're gonna do it backwards. Believe it or not, I want you to give me the 5 keys and your prediction for the Florida Georgia game.
Who? Me or Dave?
First,
I'll let Dave
both
go
of
first.
you, whoever wants to
first.
start.
Keys for, I guess, what, Florida to win or Georgia
Yes.
to win? Or
Yes.
Okay, Florida. I think if they keep the game low scoring, I believe they can win. I think Florida has the defense to keep it low scoring. You did get some help back with Devin Moore and some of the other guys that are now healthy on the defense. Of course, now you lose VB3, you lose Aiden Mazzell out of the wide receiver course, so that hurts you a little bit. But the good news is key number 2. Georgia's defense has not been the Georgia defense that we've known and seen throughout the whole process of Kirby Smart being there. They're going through a lot of rebuilding there. They got a lot of young guys. So there is holes in that defense. Number 3, the offensive line for Georgia hasn't been playing that great. If Florida and every person on Florida's D-line except for Caleb Banks, we knew he was out with that broken foot.
Yes, he's gone.
They're pretty much healthy, right? If
Yeah.
you can get pressure on Gunnar Stockton, he is a dual threat guy. With the linebackers, you got like Miles Graham and those guys that, they've been pretty good at stopping dual threat quarterbacks this year. They have not let dual threat quarterbacks go off on these crazy runs. So I think Florida has an advantage there up front defensively, especially with the struggling offensive line for Georgia. Another key to victory is just get turnovers. I mean, like if you turn over the football in this game, you get short fields. You can really, get a cheap, score here or there. Like turnovers are always going to be key to the game. And they always say that the team that rushes the ball the best wins in Jacksonville. And Georgia, surprisingly, even though their defense has been struggling, against FBS opponents, they've only been allowing an average of 99 yards rushing per game. So they've been pretty good at stopping the run for the most part against FBS opponents. And I think the key number 5 is spreading the ball out, right? We heard, Billy G, he was talking about spreading the ball out with the receivers. I think what's really going to throw Georgia off a little bit, and I'm not going to say that's going to completely throw them off because they could adjust during the game, but, they're so used to Billy Napier calling these plays, right? They're so used to a Billy Napier offense. Now they got Billy G calling plays, and they're spreading out the wide receivers. Billy G talked about running the routes on air over the past 2 weeks instead of doing 11 on 11. So, things are going to look different. I think it's going to look kind of the same because they kind of got to keep the same playbook because they don't, you don't want to draw flags. You don't want to get guys out of position and all that stuff, get them confused. But I think there's going to be a lot of wrinkles in this offense. And I think, just looking at DJ Lagway's mannerisms during the interviews, he looks really excited. And I haven't seen him that excited since this whole year. He's looked pretty sad, when he went up to the press box and all that stuff. So, I think those are pretty much the 5 keys to win this game for Florida is if you can get turnovers, even if you run the ball effectively, I think that's going to help. Spreading the ball out. Offensive line for Georgia is very weak. I think you can get pressure there. And I think that would be the ultimate key to victory. I think Vegas has got it right. They got him at 7.5. They get Florida 7.5. So I think they got it right.
Our final score?
Oh, man, that is tough. I'm going to put on my orange and blue glasses. How about that? I'll go 28-24, Florida.
How about you, Dylan? Give me the 5 keys and final score.
I love it. Yeah, I think my main key, the first one, is just the defense starting out hot. I mean, we saw it against Texas A&M. They kind of came out the gate slow, and it was hard for Florida to keep up with them on offense when we've struggled on offense. And I think it's especially important now because, like David said, there's a lot that's going to be changing. So,
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm how comfortable I am with the offense starting out hot when you're bringing in, a new play caller, you're giving more stuff to do for Russ Callaway, everyone like that. So, I think the defense needs to start hot to give the offense some time to kind of build into their new rhythm and whatnot. I think number 2, Dave mentioned it, spreading the ball out. I mean, VB3 is going to be out of this game. That's a huge hit. But at the same time, we have so much talent at the wide receiver position. I think I want to see J. Mike get a lot more involved. I know Eugene Wilson is not in the greatest of graces with the fan base. I know, a lot of people are disappointed by him, but I think getting him the ball more can really help out. Obviously, Dallas Wilson. I think we see I'm even expecting to see some contributions from a guy like Tank Adams, not Tank Adams, Tank Hawkins, TJ Abrams. I think both those guys can make plays in this game. Number 3, I would just say protect DJ Lagway. I think it's pretty clear that when DJ Lagway is comfortable in the pocket and when he's getting a solid pocket, he's a much different and better quarterback. I think, last year, even going to the injury side of it last year, it sucked because he got taken out of the game early, and that wasn't the offensive line's fault, obviously. But I think, a big performance from the offensive line could make this offense, go in a way and give them a big boost. Other than that, I mean, yeah, just like David said, turnovers. I think last year, we got to Carson Beck a couple of times, and that's really a big reason why we were in that game so late. I know, final score didn't look like it, but we were in that game till the end of it, even with Aiden Warner. So, causing turnovers, getting Gutter Stockton, uneasy. I think first-year quarterback, there's ways you can do that. And lastly is just getting pressure. I mean, we've been on and off. When Florida's at its best, they're getting pressure. And the defense is, flying. We saw it against Texas. They made Arch Manning's day, miserable. I think if we can find a way to get pressure in this game, that could turn the tides as much as a turnover can. If you're getting pressure, man, that puts so much pressure on the offense. No pun intended, but it puts pressure on the offense. And I think that could be a big part. Final score, I thought Dave was about to steal my final score. We're on the same wavelength here. I'm going 27-24. Obviously, a little bit of a ride or die orange and blue fan, but I think, it's going to be a fun game either way because we're going to see Florida, a new look Florida that we haven't seen before. We haven't seen for, 4 years. We've seen the same Florida, so I'm excited. Let's hope that, we come out with a win and we get this thing rolling.
I think we're going to see more of a spread offense because he has Urban Meyer tendencies and he was under Urban Meyer. So I wouldn't be surprised. What scares me is that I don't trust that field in Jacksonville. And I don't want DJ to get hurt.
That's a big one, definitely.
Yeah. Jacksonville turf is not the best.
Yes. Our next game, guys, Penn State at number 1 OSU.
Yeah, this one's a little crazy because I can't remember the spread. We talked about it on High Top last night. I think I wound up picking.
Spread is 20 and right now.
20 and a half.
Given 20 and a half.
Yeah, I picked Penn State with the spread, and only because they allowed so many points for Penn State, and I think Penn State can make it. I think they can make it somewhat of a game, even without James Franklin. But I still think Ohio State wins the game. So I would probably just pick Ohio State. But if I'm a bettor, I'm picking Penn State with the points.
Yeah, I don't hate that call. I could see it being close. I mean, missing Drew Allar is tough, but at the same time, watching Drew Allar, sometimes it feels like maybe they'd be better off without him at some point. So I'm still going Ohio State here. I think, this one, it looked a lot better on paper at the start of the year than it does right now, but I think Penn State can stay in this game.
Number 9, Vandy at number 20, Texas.
Ooh, yeah, I picked Vandy.
I'm gonna pick Ohio State.
Oh, you're picking Ohio State. Okay, yeah, I picked Vanderbilt in this game, man. I really like.
I heard it.
what Pavia has done for Vanderbilt, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL.
Yes.
I do like what he's done. I mean, like if you can take a team like Vanderbilt and put them in a position like that where they are now, that shows that you have really good quarterback acumen. And I think he, again, even against when they were playing Alabama, like he made some great plays that game, right? Of course, Alabama was Alabama and wound up beating Vanderbilt, but Texas, and I will give Arch Manning credit. I was giving him a lot of flack at the beginning of the year because of how overrated, quote unquote, he was, which he was at the beginning of the year. He's gotten better as the years came on. He's progressed a little bit. So I think Arch will make plays this game, but I think Vanderbilt's going to have the firepower, and I'm just going to have to pick Vanderbilt here.
Yeah, I've been all in on Vandy. I'm a bit surprised that Texas is favored in this game. I mean, I guess
yeah.
I know, at the start of the year, Texas was,
I think they're only favored because they're the home team.
Yeah, that too. I think Vandy's the better team here. I think Vandy gets it done. Like Dave said, Pavia is a great quarterback. I think they have a lot. For Vandy, they probably have the most talent I've ever seen Vanderbilt have. Like, it's crazy to say that Vandy has talent, but they have so much talent. I'm going Vandy here. I think it will be a good game. But, yeah, I think, Pavia and the boys pull it out.
You know me, Dylan, and Dave knows me, but he doesn't know my tendencies. I like Pavia since the beginning of the season. Give me Vandy. Number 10, University of Miami at SMU.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. SMU's been very up and down this year. They'll have games where you're just like, man, they look great. And then there's ones where they just drop one. Like it was Wake Forest they lost to, and they didn't score a lot. And I was like, that's just so weird. But now is Wake Forest not that bad? I mean, I did like what they did against Stanford, and I did like what they did like towards the middle of the season. I think they're going to give Miami fits a little bit. I think the backfield's improved at Miami. I just don't think it's like that much improved. But up front, man, Miami's defensive line is just, they're crazy. Like that D line, I think, is going to win them that game. So I'm going to pick Miami there, but I think SMU can come within the spread of that game too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think, when I was looking at this game, I told myself if it was at night, I'd probably be taking SMU. I think Miami has shown that they're very vulnerable to getting caught up in a game and kind of getting caught by surprise by a team. That being said, this game's not at night. I think SMU, like Dave said, they're kind of crazy. Like you look at them one game, they're awesome. You look at them next, they're bad. I don't think Wake Forest is very good. No offense to Wake Forest. I've watched them. I've not been impressed. That was a weird game, 13-12, I think it was, or something. So I think SMU, I love the idea of them, and I think that there is a world where they come out here and they shock Miami and they beat them. I just, I can't see it. I think Miami gets back on track a little bit. I know they've been, they got a big win last week, but they've been a little struggling. I think they get back on track, and, as much as it pains me to say it, I think Miami wins this game.
When looking at this game, I was torn because I want Cristobal to choke again, so that way they don't even make it to the ACC playoff. And don't make it to the playoffs. Period.
They're good for that.
But I'm gonna have to go with Miami, but I'm not surprised if they choke against SMU. So I'm gonna go with Miami on this one. West Virginia at number 22, Houston.
I forget how. I don't think I ever picked this game. I'm gonna go.
No, you didn't pick the game on I thought.
Houston. I'm gonna go with Houston here. I just think that they pull it off. I don't know. I don't know
too
much about.
13.5. Houston.
Spread's 13.5 for Houston with the point.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Houston. I think that if there was an upset, I would probably pick Houston over West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm going Houston too. I think Houston handles them pretty easily. They've been the better team all year. Connor Wegman is actually kind of a little bit of a resurgence there. That defense is good. Shout out Austin Armstrong. I'm taking Houston here pretty easily.
I'm going Houston pretty easily. Now we have a terrible game next. Rutgers at Illinois.
Rutgers at Illinois. Well, I am just going to go straight up and pick Illinois. I just think they're a better team than Rutgers. off the top of my head. I don't know too much about any other team, but I'm going to go ahead and pick against Rutgers. I'll go Illinois.
Illinois giving 11.5, by the way.
Yeah, I'll make this one quick, too. I think Illinois is the better team. Rutgers, they have talent, but it just hasn't been there in the season. They just haven't looked too good, so I'll go Illinois.
I'm going to go Illinois also, and I said Houston before, but Duke at Clemson.
Duke at Clemson, man. That's Elko doesn't coach there anymore, but I think Duke is I think they're a decent team, and Clemson has had their kerfluffles this year.
Yes.
So that's a little bit of a hard one. I'm going to go Clemson anyway because they're just a more talented team than Duke, but like nothing in the back of my mind doesn't think that Duke could probably hang in this game either. So I'll go Clemson.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. I mean, I went back and forth with it. I see a world where Clemson wins 5 straight, and we end up looking at their record like, wow, they won 8 games this year after that start. But at the same time, Carlos, you know it. I love me some Duke.
Yes.
Manny Diaz. I know Miami fans hate that he's doing well at Duke, but he's done well there. I love Darian Mensah. So just to have fun with it, I'm going Duke. My brain tells me that Clemson probably wins this game at home. But I think Duke is honestly, if we're just talking about what we've seen so far on the field, I think Duke has been the better team this year. So give me Duke here in a little bit of an upset.
I'm going to pick Clemson. I need to – right now there's a 5-game difference between myself and Dylan. So.
Oh, man, you're catching up.
Yes.
There you go.
UCF at Baylor.
Yeah, it's weird. Baylor, we were talking about it on last night on High Top. Like, they've been slinging the ball, but UCF has been playing pretty well too. They got Frost back. It's going to take him a minute to get that team turned around back to where it was. I'm going to go Baylor, but I think UCF covers.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. UCF, I kind of expected them to not be very good this year. They have been good. Baylor's been weird. I expected them to be good, and they've been good, but it's not like the good where you're like, oh, I feel good about them. It's kind of like they've won games, but it hasn't felt as good as you expected it to. That being said, I love Sawyer Robertson. I think Baylor has so much talent on offense, and, that wide receiver group is low-key underrated. Sorry, I almost called them overrated. Underrated. So I'm going Baylor here, but I do think it will be a good game.
Give me I've been bitten by Baylor too many times. I don't like saying this because I hate UCF. Give me UCF Golden Knights in an upset.
House.
University of Alabama Birmingham at Connecticut.
If it comes to, I don't know too much about these teams, so if it comes to a Southern team and a Northern team, I'll pick the Southern team. How about that?
Okay.
I'll go out South Alabama, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with UConn here. UConn, sneaky good team this year.
Yes,
they surprised me, but sneaky good. So give me UConn here. I think they're favored, right?
I'll tell you right now. UConn giving 12.5.
Yeah, there we go. Good team.
Okay.
Good team.
I'm gonna go with UConn.
If it's basketball, I have a different opinion.
Army at Air Force.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Army. Man, they've been pumping out some good talent lately. Air Force, I don't think I've ever heard their name in a while, and Army they've had some good years there, man. And I think the head coach there has been doing a really good job. So I'm gonna go Army.
Yeah, because of these picks, I don't think I've ever followed our Air Force and Army as much as I have this year. But both teams, they've had having some roller coasters of a season. I'm taking Air Force here just because if you look at Air Force's schedule, if you look at every result they've had, they've kept it close against some really good opponents. They almost beat my boys Hawaii, and that's a really good opponent if you ask me. So I like me some Air Force here. I think Army still has a good team. They're a fun team, but give me Air Force here and a good one.
Give me Army in an upset. Navy at University of North Texas.
I'll go University of North Texas. Don't know anything about them, but I'll pick that.
I'm going to agree. I think North Texas is 7-1 this year. They look good. Their head coach. Everyone's starting to talk about their head coach now. Apparently, he's some quarterback wizard.
And supposedly he's on the list, but somewhere at the bottom.
Yeah, I would say that's probably not happening. Maybe in 10 years from now, but we gotta see a little more from him. But I like what North Texas has been building. Give me North Texas.
Give me North Texas. Buffalo at Bowling Green, and I know where I'm going with this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Buffalo against Bowling Green, man. I think Buffalo just has the I think they have the swag, man. I think I'm just going to go pick them. I'm picking Buffalo. I like Buffalo anyway.
Well, you're on the right channel. We're always rolling with Buffalo over here. I feel like we pick them every week. I'm going to go Buffalo. Obviously, they haven't had an elite year, but I still think they get it done.
I know it's not Colorado, but they're the Buff.
Give me Buffalo. Arizona State at Iowa State.
I'm going to go Iowa State here. I think they just have a lot more firepower than Arizona State. And I think I don't even know what the spread is, but I think they'll cover it.
I'll tell you right now while Dylan says his pick. Iowa State, give me 7.5.
Yeah. 7.5. Yeah, I mean, I checked the injury report for Arizona State before I made this pick, and it's awful, man. They got Sam Levitt's out, which is tough. Jordan Tyson is doubtful, so that's like their two best players on the entire team. I'm a big fan of Arizona State when they have those players. They don't have those players, so I'm going to have to go with Iowa State, and I agree. I think they cover this.
Thank you for telling me about the injury report because I was going to go the other way.
Maybe we need Dylan to go first.
Give me Iowa State. I was going to pick Dilly because of their coach.
So, man, Dylan's on top of it, man. He does this every week, so he's on top of it.
I fell behind in a couple of weeks. I've been busy, so today I locked in.
Okay. ECU at Temple.
We'll go Temple. Temple Owls, I guess they've been doing great. I don't know. I think their record, it's like 5-3, something like that. Last time I checked, so I'm going to go with them.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, another way that research does well. I looked into Temple. Their quarterback currently has 21 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, which is crazy. I'm like, how are they not undefeated? How are they not having a better record? I think Temple gets it done here. I think, when you have good quarterback play, you can win any game. I think they're underdogs, but I'm still going Temple here.
I'm going to pick Temple. Next game, number 16, Louisville, at the rumored school that James Franklin is going to be the head coach at, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, they've been up and down too. Like they have a pretty decent defense, right? But they just can't squeeze out games. So I'm going to go the opposite of Virginia Tech here. I just think that, Louisville's been playing way better. They beat Miami, right? And I think that they're just going to rock them. So give me Louisville.
Dave, if you need to leave, just,
We do a couple more.
Okay.
I love that you brought it up. You always got to bring up when the team beats Miami. So just a reminder to everyone watching, Louisville beat Miami. That said, I'm going Louisville too. I think, Virginia Tech, Kyron Drones has all the talent to be a good quarterback, but he hasn't been a winning quarterback. So give me Louisville.
Yeah, give me Louisville. I don't expect anything from Virginia Tech. University of New Mexico at Crybaby Mullen. And Crybaby Mullen, thank you very much, because every time I do a video about you crying about the University of Florida, it takes off. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to go the crybaby UNLV here, man. They have offensive firepower. I know Dan Mullen doesn't believe in defense. He's never believed in defense in any place he's coached at. So it's been all offense and nothing else, but I'm still going to go UNLV.
Yeah, I hate that I have to do it to you, Carlos. I know you hate Dan Mullen. I do like what he has over there at UNLV. I love Anthony Calandria. So give me UNLV again. Keep it rolling. They got a small shot at the playoffs at 6-1.
Yeah.
I don't hate him as a coach. I just hate him that he stopped recruiting at Florida, because if he would have kept recruiting correctly, he would still be the coach. Give me UNLV. Number 2, Indiana at Maryland.
I'm going to go Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
They're the better team.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a close game. I like Maryland to keep it close, but give me Indiana.
Give me Indiana also.
I
Number
like
12.
Indiana Jones movie.
Number 12, Notre Dame at BC.
Oh, yeah. I'm going all Notre Dame, man. BC is, they're just BC. Notre Dame's a much more talented team and still got Freeman, so I'm going with them.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy. Notre Dame.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame too.
For the moment, they got Freeman. Just kidding.
The team that is on the outside looking in, but they can still make the playoffs, ironically, Texas Tech at Kansas State.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go K-State.
And they're number 13, Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm going K-State. Texas Tech has been like kind of up and down too. They've just been inconsistent. And K-State, I believe, I think they gave them 7 points in the spread, 7.5, something like that.
I'll look at it right now. Texas Tech giving 7.5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go K-State here. I think they pull it off.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite. I love me some Texas Tech. I'm not sure if Beren Morton is playing. I know he didn't play last week. Their starting quarterback, he's a beast. Even with their backup, they've looked actually pretty good. I've been surprised. So I think they keep it going, and I won't be surprised if Texas Tech is in the playoffs. I'm kind of expecting it at this point.
Give me Texas Tech. Michigan State at Minnesota. And I know where I'm going already.
All right, this is my last one, man. My wife's already looking at me.
No problem.
I will go Michigan State here, and I don't know, just Michigan State. That's what I'm feeling right now.
All right, thank you, Dave.
Yeah, appreciate you, Dave.
Yeah, and hey, make sure to check out High Top Sports. Got to get this.
Yeah, guys, check out High Top Sports. They're the best channel on YouTube besides me.
We got new shirts available, by the way. Lane Train.
By the way, I'm going to hear from Blackman. He said he's going to call. He's going to message me back. So I think the show's going to happen. I just don't know when.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, man. Neil's a great dude, man. He's very knowledgeable in basketball too. A lot of big hoops guy.
Do you know anybody that does Kentucky? For next week?
Not at the moment, but I can probably find you a guy.
Okay, then I'll message you during the week.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Thank you, buddy. Have a nice night.
See you.
Appreciate you, Dave.
Appreciate y'all, Dylan, Carlos. Appreciate you guys. Check
No
out,
problem, buddy. Thank you very
Roll
much.
with Carlos. All right, check this place out. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, y'all.
All right, bouncing off him, he went out with a bang. I agree. I know Michigan State fans are kind of getting spoiled on Aiden Childs. They don't like him much. I think he bounces back here. Give me Michigan State.
Give me Michigan State. Give me 1 second. Pitt at Stanford.
Yeah, this one's easy. Give me Pitt. I don't think Stanford stands a chance, to be honest.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Pitt too. Stanford's right now a mess. Delaware at Liberty.
Yeah, this one's fun. I mean, Liberty's quarterback situation is awful. I think Ethan Vasco is like 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. At this point in the year, he's not been good. So I'm going to take Delaware here in kind of an upset. I think Liberty's favored, but give me Delaware.
Give me Delaware. I like we've been between Delaware and Liberty depending on the game. Give me Delaware on this one too. And some people want the Liberty coach in Gainesville. I like what he does, but he's not top SEC coaching. So keep him in Liberty or keep him somewhere else. I don't want him in Gainesville. New Mexico State at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm going Western Kentucky here. I pick them every week, it feels like. Maverick McIver. Yes. I've only watched them once. It was early on in the season, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick them every week until they prove me wrong. So I'm going them again here.
I'm going to go with Dylan on this one. New Mexico State's been kind of shaky. Give me Western Kentucky. Fresno at Boise.
Yeah, I feel like, Fresno, as much as I didn't even enjoy watching them when I did watch them against Kansas. They kind of got whooped up. I kind of always want to be like, oh, Fresno could win this game. I'm going to avoid that, feeling. I'm going to go with Boise State here. as much as if they do win it, I will feel mad. I'm going Boise State here.
I'm going to go with Boise on this one. Old Dominion at Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, y'all know this one. Old Dominion all the way.
Yeah, give me Old Dominion also. University of Louisiana at University of Southern Alabama.
Yeah, give me South Bama here. I think this one is a ugly game, but I think South Bama's the better team.
Go ahead and give me, ever since Billy Napier left Louisiana, they've been a mess. Give me South Alabama. Number 15, University of Virginia at Cal.
Yeah, this one's my big upset of the video. I mean, I've talked about how Cal's kind of up and down for me.
Yes, they are.
That being said, I think Cal gets it done here. I think Virginia is not as good of a team as we make them out to be. They're not what their ranking says they are. I think Cal gets it done in a big-time upset.
I don't think Virginia is a team that they are ranked in. I think it was a fluke against Florida State. Give me Cal. Mississippi State at Arkansas.
Yeah, y'all know my opinion on Jeff Lebby. I've seen give me Arkansas here in a little bit of a – I think they're favored, but kind of an upset because some people like Mississippi State, but give me Arkansas.
I'll tell you right now, before I do my pick, Arkansas, give me 4.5.
Yeah. Woo.
Go ahead and give me Arkansas. They're the home team, and Jeff Lebby is not the right coach for Mississippi State. They were hyping up early in the season. Give me Arkansas. Oklahoma State at Kansas.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy for me. Give me Kansas. I think they've just looked like the far better team this year.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Kansas. Oklahoma State's another dumpster fire right now, so give me Kansas. Central Michigan at is this James Madison?
I think Western.
Oh, Western Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a sneaky rivalry here. Central Michigan versus Western Michigan. I'm going Western Michigan. I think they've just been the better team, flat out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me. I'm agreeing, which doesn't help me, but I have nothing else to say because Central Michigan's been a mess. Give me Western Michigan. South Carolina at Ole Miss, number 7 Ole Miss.
I think we're both going to agree on this one, too. I'm sorry, Carlos, but give me Ole Miss here. I think Ole Miss gets it done. South Carolina's not that great of a team. I'm expecting a little bit of a slip-up from Ole Miss. Not anything against Lane Kiffin. I just think that, we saw it last year. We'll probably see it again this year. But, yeah, give me them here. I think they win here.
My heart says I want South Carolina because I need Kiffin to be knocked out of the playoffs. But my head says Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss. Because the only other good team that they have on the schedule is Florida, so they need to lose 2 more so Kiffin can have
And that's pushing it. That's pushing calling Florida a good team.
Exactly. Well, you know what I mean. We got the talent.
Hey, I got you. I'm right there with you, brother.
Purdue at number 21, Michigan.
Yeah, I think Michigan pretty easily. I mean, I know Purdue could give them a little bit of a scare, but I think Michigan's a good team.
Go ahead and give me Michigan. Arizona at Colorado.
Yeah, this one, the spread's closer than I expect this game to be. I think Arizona gets it done pretty easily. I believe they're away, but
yeah, Arizona only given 3.5.
Yeah, I think they beat them by 10.
Easily, because they're not as good as they were. Give me Arizona. Unfortunately, these matchups are not helping me. Wyoming.
I'll try to give you some.
No, don't try. This is a show. Wyoming at San Diego State.
Yeah, this one, San Diego State. Shout out to them. I think they only have 1 loss. Pretty cool.
Yes, they do.
Good for the program. I don't think they get another loss here. Give me San Diego State.
Yeah, I think San Diego State's a better team than Wyoming. Give me San Diego State. People have him in the top 5 in the coaching search, but please keep him away unless he brings his OC with him. Number 8, Georgia Tech at NC State.
Yeah, people are not going to like this. It's going to sound ugly, but this is a sneaky upset spot. I'm not going to pick NC State, but Georgia Tech has been asking to be upset. Like, there's been games where they're begging to be upset.
Yep.
I think NC State's a sneaky good team. I know they're 4-4, but C.J. Bailey's a good quarterback. They got good weapons on offense. I've said it once. I've said it a million times on this show. I like NC State. That being said, I don't think it gets done here. I think Georgia Tech wins, but sneaky upset. I could see it happening.
Give me Georgia Tech in a close one. Number 18, Oklahoma, at number 14, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is an upset, I guess. I mean, I know Tennessee's favored a little bit. I think Oklahoma is a lot better than, they're kind of ranking right now. They're feeling. What's up?
2.5 spread.
2.5 spread. Yeah, exactly. I think if John Mateer didn't get hurt, I think Oklahoma is more hyped up right now. It's kind of a must win if they want to make the playoffs. I mean, obviously, there would still be chances if they lose, but I think this is kind of a big game for them. I think they get it done. Give me Oklahoma here.
Give me Oklahoma, even though I like Josh Heupel as a coach. Give me Oklahoma. Number 23, Lincoln Riley, USC, at Matt Rule, which just got a 2-year extension.
Yeah, coaching getting an extension in the mid-year. I don't know. I thought that was impossible because of what's going on at Ole Miss. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know, guys. But, I mean, I've been a big fan of USC this year. I'm going to go with them again here. Congratulations to Matt Rule, but I think USC still gets it done. And Lincoln Riley is a good coach. You're not going to like it when I put him on my list, but Lincoln Riley is a good coach.
I would have him in my top 10. I wouldn't say he's a top target because of what's happened in USC.
Yeah.
Give me USC. Even though Coach Rule got an extension, give me USC. University of Kentucky at Auburn. 2 dumpster fires.
Right? Like, it feels ugly picking either of these teams. I'm going to pick Auburn. Hopefully my Auburn on this side guys don't watch this because they'll be mad at me that I said that. But, I think they all understand that season has not gone well.
Nope.
I've never been a fan of Hughes Freeze. Even when they were taking recruits from us, I was like, really, Auburn? Like, Hugh Freeze? Really? But I'm going Auburn here. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Give me Auburn just because they're the home team. I have no other reason to pick them, but give me Auburn just because they're the home team. Washington State at Oregon State.
Yeah, you guys know where I'm going here. Washington
I know where I'm going too.
Yeah, big fan of Washington State. Zevi, keep balling out. Washington State, easy for me.
Well, give me Washington State. Oregon State's another dumpster fire this year, so give me Washington State. Plus, I like their quarterback based on what Dylan's been saying about their quarterback.
What's the spread on that game?
I'll tell you right now, buddy. Washington State give them 4.5. I don't think that's going to be that close.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's close. I'm pulling that spread.
I say Washington State at least by 14.
Right. I would if I was making the odds, I'd at least give them 10. So if you're a bettor, get on that. But I think Washington State gets it done.
Another dumpster fire of a game. Wake Forest at FSU.
Yeah, I mean, I hinted at it earlier. I don't think Wake Forest is a good team. Our old friend Deshaun Purdy started last game, and they scored 13 points. So, I mean, no disrespect to the kid, but you really thought you were starting over DJ Lagway at the University of Florida? That's some big confidence. So, we'll see. I think he might start again. So, it's a fun watch because, it's kind of a what if. What if he did end up at Florida? I still think Florida State gets it done as much as
but there's other 7:30 games to watch. I'm not gonna watch that game.
Yeah, no, 100% not. That being said, I always like to watch a little hate watch Florida State. I'm not going to though. I think Florida State gets the dub here. Sadly, I think they win this game.
Yeah, it hurts my heart to say this. I agree with Dylan, and I don't like mentioning the name, but Florida State wins it on this one. Arkansas State at Troy.
Yeah, this one's close. Oh wow, we just got a report that LSU and their AD are expected to fire their AD. Sorry about that. Breaking news on here.
Oh, so guys, guess what? Less of a shot for Lane Kiffin. Go to LSU.
We'll
Breaking news on the Rolling with Carlos and the Swampcast show. The AD of LSU is bye-bye.
That's crazy. We'll see. I mean, Tim Brando's gonna tell you that spot is still way more stable, I guess. So we'll see there. But anyways, back to the show. Sorry about that.
Yes, no problem. We love breaking news here.
I'm gonna take Troy here. I think Troy's the better team. Yeah, I think this one's easy, Troy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Troy. I think they're the better team. Another matchup, which I may end up watching if I don't fall asleep. Number 17, Cincinnati, and number 24, Utah.
Yeah, this one's a fun one. I mean, Utah's favored in this game. Cincinnati's been good. They're ranked higher. I'm sticking with Utah, though. I love Utah. I think they're a good football team, and I think they get it done here. Give me Utah.
Yeah, give me Utah because they're home, and I think they're a very good team. It's just not been their year this year. Give me Utah. And Dylan's other third team, Hawaii, at San Jose State.
You know, we don't even have to get too much into this one. I'll let you go watch Miami Dolphins football. I know.
No, well, we still have a couple more questions. I just did this backwards today because he had to leave.
Okay, so we'll go quick so you can get to the Dolphins game. Give me Hawaii here.
I'm gonna go Hawaii. And Dylan, can you give me an update on the injury/availability report? How bad are we looking? Can we really compete against Georgia? And I apologize, guys, that we had to do it backwards today, but Dave had to leave for some other obligations, so that's why I did the show inverted.
Listen, we're rewarding the people that stayed till the end. So thank you guys if you're watching till the end. We appreciate you. Injury report wise, you know, it's tough. I mean, Florida, I don't remember a year where it hasn't been tough looking at the injury report. It feels like we're always injured. Vernell Brown obviously is a huge,
that's a huge loss.
I think Aiden Mizell last year, he had the big touchdown, so that sucks too. And, I even asked DJ Lagway a question, I think a week or two ago about Aiden Mizell, and, it felt like their chemistry was better than his chemistry with some other guys. And he said, yeah, I think I have better chemistry with him. So it's tough. But, like I said in my prediction, I think Florida is a good enough team to compete with Georgia. I think Georgia, this is a game, a rivalry game. It's always going to have a chance to go one way or the other. I feel like in college football, you never expect a blowout in a rivalry game. So I think Florida has a chance to compete here, truthfully. And I think, injuries are injuries, but at the end of the day, we still got so much talent on that field, and we'll have plenty of talent to keep it close if, everything goes right for the Gators.
Who's going to be doing kick return? I mean, punt return, sorry, not kick return.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I missed today's presser, sadly, so maybe they brought it up today.
Normally I ask you these questions because you're in the trenches.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm slacking. I had soccer practice, so I had to go coach some kids instead. I had my own team to deal with. But, I'm not sure about that. I would expect, it to be one of our playmaker wide receivers. I know Javari Flowers was a great punt and kick returner in high school, so that would be someone I want to see back there. But I think, we'll find out. I'm interested to see who it is, but, it'll definitely be sad to not have VB3 back there.
Do you expect us to have an idea who the coach is going to be before Christmas?
Ooh, before Christmas.
Even if it's not official.
Yeah, I would say, like Dave said, there's going to be a point where, if it's Lane Kiffin, I mean, he's 90% sure it's Lane Kiffin. There's going to be a point where they have to say, I'm thinking about Florida, this, that. So I think it's definitely a possibility. This is the first, coaching hiring I've covered as a beat writer for Florida. Yeah. So I'm still learning on the go. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm trying to find out as much information as I can for you guys. I'm not the biggest sourced up guy.
No, I know. So we're learning together because
exactly. But I would say there's definitely a solid chance by then. But it would be tough with, playoffs and everything like that.
Guys, I'm going to try to get Dylan on the show if it breaks, whenever it breaks. Hopefully, if he's local, we might be able to do a live show instead of a pre-recorded show. I can meet up somewhere, maybe go to Key West.
Yeah.
If he's not local, I'll try to get him on the show the same day it happens. If it's not a holiday, because if it's a holiday, you're gonna get it the next day. I'm sorry, I don't interrupt people on holidays. So,
yeah, we'll get that going. I'm sure I'll be free either in person or over the phone.
But even if it's not official, we're not gonna break it. Even if we know something, because that's just etiquette, we can't break it if the university hasn't officially announced it. We may know it, he may tell me, but you guys won't know before it's official.
Maybe we'll drop some hints if we know.
Yes.
Just not get in trouble.
In terms of, I heard this rumor that if Billy wins, this Billy, not the old Billy, if Billy wins 5 in a row, and someone wrote an article from the team, I don't recall who it was. I think it was Kyle or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That if Billy wins 5 in a row, he could probably become the coach. I doubt it, but I to me it would give him a shot to stay even more with the coach.
Yeah, I think it definitely gives you something to think about, because if your interim head coach is going 5-0 against some really good teams that we got coming up here, I think you have to consider him. I don't think he would be a lock to get the job. I don't think I would even give him a 50% chance to get the job,
Exactly.
even if he does.
Exactly.
But you have to consider him. I mean, that would be a great feat. I think that Billy Gonzalez has a great chance to stay on the staff regardless.
Yes.
Obviously we talked about it earlier, and I said it depends on what coach comes in. But his track record speaks for itself. I know some people kind of like to hate on him and kind of say, well, it's this or that. But I personally am a Billy Gonzalez fan. I think, his resume is great. And yeah, I mean, getting to talk to him in the press conferences, it's a nice little shift. I think Billy Gonzalez is a great, guy. He brings some energy. We were all laughing in the media room because he was there like 5 minutes early for his media session. And, a lot of the times we'd end up going like 30 minutes late. So it was a nice change. I appreciate Billy Gonzalez. And if he goes 5-0, it will definitely be a consideration. I wouldn't say anything for sure, but I think there would be a shot that he had a chance at the job.
I have a new subscriber as I continue to grow. I'm now at 1418. In the last 28 days, I've gotten 27 new subscribers.
That's awesome.
But he wrote to the fact, if we score 30 on Georgia, I'm going to be pissed because that shows it was the other Billy the problem and not this Billy.
Yeah, he's got a point. I think we all understand that the offense has talent. So, Dave mentioned it. I don't think this offense is going to be like completely different because you kind of have to stick with what your team is comfortable with. It takes you a while to learn a playbook. But I think if we do look a lot better on offense, there will be a lot of people upset because, we entered the year with playoff, aspirations. And I don't think people like to say it was lying season, but I don't think we were lying, man. We have.
No, I don't think he was. There's only one thing I'd say that he was lying: the health of DJ Lagway.
Yeah, that was the one thing, and that was probably, the toughest part of the offseason.
Giving it a percentage, I know we already gave our predictions. How of a realistic shot do we have to beat Georgia, in your eyes?
Like I mentioned it, I think in a rivalry game, it's always going to be a 50-50, not, 50-50 flat, but there's always going to be a feeling that either team could win the game. I think we just talked about it. The talent we have on this team is good enough to beat Georgia. I think It's a new coach. It's a new staff. Georgia's not gonna be prepared for us as much because we don't even know what's going on. We don't know Billy Gonzalez. I watched someone, I forgot who it was. They were talking about this game and they said, I don't think Billy Gonzalez even knows what, we're going to look like on that field. I think it's kind of going to be a surprise to everyone. And that's kind of an advantage sometimes. I think a lot of teams came out and they knew exactly what they were getting with Billy Napier, and we don't have that anymore. So if I was to say, like, favor 50-50, I would give Florida probably a 40% chance. And that might be a little too much just considering they don't have a coach and it's Georgia. But I think in a rivalry game, there's always going to be a chance, and Florida has so much talent that I give them a 40% chance.
One thing I'll tell you, and then you can bounce off and we can end the show here. I'll give this Billy enough credit. He's really becoming he's taking the head coach role seriously in the sense he's delegating correctly. He understands he's a receivers coach, but he put two people in place that have been with him there, and he's being a manager the way it should be done. So I don't think there'll be that many mistakes, and in terms, because we were hearing that Billy kept getting the other Billy kept getting the call. I was in late to DJ Lagway, and there was a discrepancy of Coach Callaway being the guy during practice, but Billy talking to DJ Lagway in the headset during games. That's not a recipe for success because quarterbacks get used to hearing the same voice over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I love what Billy Gonzalez has been doing. I think, he, like you said, he's taken over and he's done a good job at delegating. I think he hasn't gotten power hungry in a way, and I'm not trying to call anyone else power hungry, but just, in the way that he even said it the other day, he doesn't even park in, the head coaching spot that is assigned to a head coach.
Out of respect for Billy Napier.
Yeah, and I think he's handled it super well. And, you don't want a guy coming in and being like, all right, listen, like, we're going to do it exactly my way now. Because you have 5 games. You can't just turn everything around and do it your way.
Exactly.
So I really like what he's doing, and I think I'm very excited to see, what happens on Saturday and how this team looks.
Guys, I appreciate your entire support as we continue to grow not only this show, but the channel overall. I enjoy doing the show with Dylan. He's an awesome human being, and I'm glad he's my partner for this show as we go forward. Like always, follow him at Dylan Olive _UF. Follow his work at Gators SI. Follow Cam Parker at Cam Parker 25. Also follow all the people at Gators SI, because if I keep naming, I'll be here forever. But I feel like I'm not a beat writer, but I feel like I'm part of their family. And if we can break it as soon as we can legally break it, we will come on. If we can do a live show, we'll do a live show, and we'll come on and break it the same day. But it all depends when the AD and the staff officially announce it to people, because we may know it behind the scenes, but if we're not allowed to break it, I'm not going to get in trouble for breaking something that nobody knows.
Right.
All right, guys, as always, thank you for your support, and stay on your grind, stay positive, and go Gators. Peace.